If you're DJing the same way that everyone else is, then you're going to get the same results. And that means nobody noticing your mixes. In 2025, if you want bookings, gigs, or even just to stand out online, then you need to mix creatively. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it without overcomplicating anything. This is how most DJs mix. They'll have two tracks running. They'll cut the bass on the track that they're bringing in, and then they'll cut the bass of the track that they're bringing out. They might use a filter, and then into the next track. The truth is, mixing like this is boring and anybody can do it. This type of DJing is not going to make you stand out and it's not going to get you bookings. It's technically correct, but totally forgettable. There is so much more that you can do with modern DJ equipment. This right here is the DDJ Groove 6, and it has a full beat effects strip. You've got performance pads, you've got loop controls, plus many other options. It is also super important to make sure that your track selection is on point, and we are going to cover that in this video too. But if you're just blending between tracks in the most simple way, then we really need to fix that. So what does actually make a DJ stand out? Well, let's start with mixing across genres with intention, not just for the sake of it. A really good open format DJ will be able to read the room, judge what's needed, and then adjust accordingly. But even if you're not an open format DJ, let's say you play house, there are so many different styles just in that one genre that you could completely transform the vibe by switching to a different subgenre of house. So this isn't only for open format DJs. Once you've judged the vibe in the room and then decided that it needs an energy shift, you need to get there as creatively as possible. Otherwise, it's way more likely that you're going to lose the room. We need to time our mixes to match the energy of the room. And this mostly comes from experience and DJing in bars and clubs and understanding how to read a crowd. Most DJs have found themselves in a situation where they're playing music that they absolutely love and they're really feeling it, but the crowd are kind of losing interest. As a professional DJ, we need to be able to clock when this is happening and then adjust. A skill like this is exactly what's going to get you booked for many years to come. I've seen so many DJs lose gigs and residencies because they haven't quite nailed this skill. Yes, we have to play music that we love, but also we have to make sure that the venue that we're playing at is getting the most from the crowd too. And that means that we need to keep them engaged and dancing. If you're an open format DJ and you're currently playing hip hop and you realize that you need to get to something a bit more upbeat like house, it isn't really good enough to just stop the hip hop track or echo it out and then play a house track. To be great and to stand out, we need to do more than that. Unfortunately, DJ software and modern DJ controllers make that pretty simple. You just need to know all of the tricks. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a couple of examples of mixes that will give you an idea of how you can inject creativity into your transitions. One of them will be a loop transition mix where I set a loop on a track and start playing around with the up fader, the effects, and the filter. And the second one will be an a cappella mashup. This is where we take an a cappella from a great but maybe forgotten track and then layer it over the top of a modern track. And in fact, if you want 3 in-depth creative DJ lessons for free sent to your email, then just hit the link that is down in the description. Something else that is super important when it comes to standing out as a DJ is your track selection. If you choose great tracks but you don't know how to mix them with skill, or you're a DMC champion but the songs you play are trash, both of these things are not great. We need to have both of these things working in harmony. The method that I use to not overcomplicate this is I like to make a playlist of tracks that I love in my chosen genre, and then do one of two things. Either make subcrates where I take all of the different styles of tracks in that playlist. One of those subcrates might be chill, one of them might be peak, and one of them might be classics. This way I've differentiated every single track in that playlist so that I know the situation to play it in. If you end up making a playlist of say 50 drum and bass tracks, and inside that playlist, some tracks are jump up, some are liquid, some are jungle, and some are classics, if you just start randomly playing from that playlist, then it's going to be very difficult to take the audience on a journey. Some of my favorite DJs play their sets in sections, and depending on the time of night that you're DJing, let's say you're DJing for 5 hours, you could start with more chilled music, build up towards some more dance floor friendly tracks, include some classics in there, and then towards the end of the night, bring the energy up even more before bringing it down again at the end. DJing in this way requires you to make crates and label all of your tracks accordingly. The order of your tracks tells a story. You could take a playlist of 10 tracks, DJ with those 10 tracks, and then next time change the order and the set is completely different. So it's always best to go through your playlist, make sure that the order of your selection actually makes sense so that you can tell your own story through your DJ set. Here is an example of an a cappella mashup where I'm taking a classic a cappella from Everything But the Girl and mixing it over the instrumental version of a modern house classic, Some Days by Sonny Fodera. When doing an a cappella mashup, it's always important to make sure the keys match. You can see inside Serato that both tracks are in the key of 9A, so this should work nicely.
I step off the train, I'm walking down your street again, past your door, but you don't live there anymore. It's years since you've been there. Now you disappeared somewhere. I got a space. You found some better place, and I miss you. Like the deserts miss the rain, and I miss you. Oh, like the deserts miss the rain.
This is one of my favorite DJ tricks because the possibilities are endless. And especially now with stems, you can take the a cappella and the instrumental of any track. This a cappella right here is the official studio a cappella. Stems can be great for playing around with, but if you're actually making a proper mashup, then you're best trying to find the studio a cappella. Because while stems sounds decent, it never is going to sound 100%. But it is good enough to use. So if you can't find the studio a cappella, that's no problem. Use stems. Next up, I've got a loop transition mix where I'm going to set a loop on the track on the left deck, cut the loop in and out, and apply some effects to build tension to drop into the next track.
You got my heart, nobody gonna take it over. You got my soul, nobody gonna tell me different. You got my heart, you got my love, my love, my love, you got my, 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 you
If you want to take your learning even further and learn how to structure sets and mix as creatively as possible, then you should check out my full creative open format DJing course. The link is down in the description. Now, if you want to learn how to put together a full open format set and start mixing between genres with ease, then I recommend you check out this video from me right here, where I break it down in full. I'll show you how to pick the tracks, plan the set, and then perform it flawlessly.